Alright, now that we have taken the time to defeat this, big old demon thing, let's, finally get around to all of these people that have been underwater for the past, don't worry about it.
I see. I feel like it's a bit late to start applying sense and logic and rationality to any of this anyway, so yeah, I'm happy to go along with this.
I mean, I think we can agree that for a guy who has been underwater and unconscious, the obvious solution to wake him up is more water.
I mean, we gotta get all his senses in sync. Taking him out of the water was the problem. It's like the instinctive incorrect treatment of hypothermia. It's not intuitive. You gotta do weird things like splashing water on them. Basic first aid knowledge. Yeah, sure thing, Elder. Your problem is that you're old, not because you've been underwater for hours. It's just age. Don't worry about it.
They say we've been paid in advance with a booster pack to help all of these people. I mean, really, he didn't need to worry about that because Sagi's too much of a goody two-shoes to not help all these people. But you know, an effort was made.
Is it because he's a goody two-shoes, or is it just because he's like very prone to being talked into schemes?
Half 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Why not both? Okay, so back to this, I guess. I have an idea of what's wrong, but I don't feel like pointing it out is going to be very helpful at this point.
You know, it's good that this water has so many medicinal benefits. Like, this guy he's pale, he's in pain. What does he need? Just a little splash of water, he's fine.
Needs to stay hydrated. It's what cures everything. Oh boy. I feel like man who was in the water is a little bit on the nose as a NPC descriptor. I can't remember if that's what he was called before, or if it's only just bugging me now that we know the rest of the context for this, but...
But see, without the contributions of man who was in the water, we would not know how to move that box.
Just complete mystery. Absolutely no idea how to move a box without, secret wheel tricks? Just completely immobile. It can't be done.
I mean, it also can't be done if you push it into the wrong corner.
I don't know why I even assumed otherwise. What is happening back there?
I pushed it against the wrong wall.
Oh. You idiot. You moron. You fool.
Now see, if we had pushed it to the right instead...
Of course. I can't believe I didn't see it before. My favourite thing about that whole setup is how when you push the box, having been told that you press against it and secret wheels come out, it still makes the sound of stone scraping on stone. I think we need to have a frank discussion with this game's Foley artists.
I mean, consider, however, that box has been underwater. Perhaps the wheels are just rusted.
I mean, there is that. But then you have to account for how the mechanism that deploys the wheels still works, even if the wheels themselves are... Oh, I can't go on with this. I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously. I can't commit to this bit. I'm sorry. I've failed as a commentator. This game has actually lost me.
Are you saying that you don't think this save the villagers bit is a particularly compelling bit of game design?
I mean, there's something compelling about the game design at work here, but I don't think it's perhaps what was intended. See, this. What was even metaphysically going on there?
She was hiding in the box, and she wasn't going to come out until we killed all the monsters.
But the box just canonically just disintegrate like that? Is she just a mimic, or is this just some incredibly lazy animation?
I think we're going to file that one under don't worry about it.
I don't know how to reason about this. I feel like reasoning about this at all is a mistake.
I mean, we did get a nice sword for our efforts. That's not nothing.
I mean, this is a JRPG. What is any of this for, if not for more equipment? It's never not always been about getting a better sword.
Anyway, you may want to consider saving your game before going back to town. Just a thought.
Oh right, yes, due to the absolutely nothing bad that's waiting for us.
Remember that there is 0 chance that the assassination wing of the army could figure out where we're from. 0. It can't happen.
Of course not. We only have to save because the surprise party they're throwing for us is going to take us so long to get through, and it would be a pain if we had to sit through it again if something bad happened after. I know how this works. But hey, if anyone asks, we totally didn't know about it, okay?
That's true. You know, it might be Sagi's birthday. We don't know that.
Oh man, the soldiers are here!
You say, please try to contain your surprise that the army has found out where we live.
Where were you, ghost boy? You missed the part where I seized the village.
Did they always have Metal Gears?
No, this is a new development.
I see. Cool.
How did you know?
I don't need to know. They told me to come here, so I did. But that's the least of your concerns.
Like how even they don't question how obvious an avenue of investigation this was.
I told you, kid. If you want to stay alive, you need to keep a low profile. So what are you doing in the spotlight?
I mean, in something resembling our defense, they were probably going to crush this village anyway.
What is that? Some kind of weapon?
Oh, haven't you heard?
Of Imperial progress.
It's the
A
ultimate
Machina
weapon.
Arma. I've never actually used one before, which is why you're going to help me put it through the ropes!
Machina Arma, sure, whatever. We know what this is.
I know what this is. This is a fucking kickin' rad boss theme is what it is.
That is also true. I feel like there's enough room in there for it to be a lot of things.
This is Iconoclasm. It's probably the best boss theme in the game. There's a lot of really good music in this game.
Plenty of art to go around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that sounds like it could be a crowded field.
Anyway, as you can probably guess from these numbers, this is not a fight you are intended to win, but it will absolutely kick your shit in if you don't survive long enough.
Ah, it's one of those you're canonically supposed to die, but not too quickly kind of unwinnable boss fights that were briefly, infuriatingly in vogue. I love those. I was a huge fan of when video games got their shit together enough to implement this kind of thing correctly, in a way that wasn't, like, just completely dickish and ludonarratively dissonant. Oh well.
I'm amazed you can think of any examples that did this and didn't do it in a completely dickish way.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if Final Fantasy IX did it correctly, because they had a couple of those, but no, now that I think more carefully about it, I'm pretty sure that stuff like the fights with Beatrix were always, you had to deal enough damage, or last enough time, but if you actually died and it, nope, game over. I'm sure there are some, it's just that, you know, because I'm under pressure, you can't think of this stuff under pressure, it's just not how it works. I'm sure we're going to hear about a lot of them in response, though.
Oh, there is somebody in the comments field right now typing out an entire essay.
Can't believe you didn't think of these 10 examples under pressure.
And you know what? Good for you, kid. I'm proud of that. That's discourse.
It's better than some kinds of essays I've seen typed off in comments fields recently. Ah well. We know what we signed up for when we got into this gig. Anyway, this looks like it's going well.
Honestly, all things considered, it is. This is... For all of the bluster around her definitely not a Metal Gear, Valara's really only dangerous if she targets the same person a couple times in a row.
Yeah, I can see that being I haven't seen a lot of multi-target attacks here, so yeah.
Like, she will absolutely ruin someone's day if she chooses to hit them twice. They just, you know.
Yeah, that way you have to burn a revival thing instead of a healing. Do we even have revival things? I can't remember if we even have those at this point.
I have one of them. It's that second card right there. It's the only one of them I have in my deck.
Very good times. Very good times. But yeah, without multi-targeting or pestering, then yeah, this basically just becomes a case of, like, can you heal enough to keep up with the damage race? And as kickin' rad as the aesthetic is, that's just not really a very good style of video game to be playing. Ah well, there's the stop break.
We're outmatched. This Machina Arma, it's stronger than any monster.
Sagi, watch out! Well, what the hell? That's one of Malpercio's afterlings. Nobody said anything about this.
Well, I don't know how I expected this to be resolved. Well, I say resolved, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We're changing objectives. Make the afterling priority 1. All units, shoot this blasted thing. We'll get the Spiritor later.
I feel like this could be a metaphor for something. Also, that is absolutely getting looped and turned into a GIF.
Ha! You've done it now, haven't you, freak? Thanks to you, the Empire's Arma is ruined. Oh, it's destroying it. But guess what? I'm not done with you yet.
I mean, it's really hard to tell from this angle, but it looks an awful lot like that monster's like about 2 feet away from just outright eating her out of the pilot seat, so...
It's a solid strategy. would have been tactically viable. Huh. That is some animation.
So please be nice. The animators were working on it. All they had to work with was paint.
I don't even know where to begin appraising that, honestly. Well, this seems fine.